Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Normand series here on the Lord Master channel. In this second episode, in the first episode previously, in case you didn't watch it for whatever reason, we started off on our landless journey of the exiled Viking known as Hrolfr, who would later go on to become known as Rollo. He was originally hailing from Skane before they kicked him out, and he's been traveling throughout parts of Sweden, Finland, and Sami, and even Karle as well. And now here in Upland, and out of respect, because in the previous episode he was without facial hair. Well, given he's 22 now, I thought I'll give him facial hair right now. Given the beard that's called Aspiring Viking, just to add a little more, for the lack of a better term, manliness for the Ganga. Let the lightning of thy glory flash. That's his model that's randomly generated. That is one hell of a model. Let the lightning of thy glory flash. Like perhaps it's talking about Thor. Which, by the way, Thor is also his patron deity. We're just going to move to the temple holding in Uppsala for a bit, instead of the tribal holding here. 2 days later, we're here. Now, what's the reasons for this? Well, I'm about to visit the temple holding, which I've been visiting tribal holdings before, but never a temple holding as of this time. And also would like to see some improvements, such as not only experience but also reputation. Hope to change that. A magnificent city. Various chants and hymns lay as a comforting blanket over the Uppsala temple holding. There is no doubt about its religious associations. Passing through the main gates, I spot plenty of statue ornaments, nestled in the walls as well as on pilasters and scaffolds. My champion, Hrolfr, looks around with a content face, seeming to enjoy the change in the scenery. Temple grounds seem interesting. There's a certain peace at the temple square, despite there being a lot of commoners and helpers around. A magnificent temple poses in the middle, and off to the sides I spot signs with bold healing claims, as well as the annex ground for quiet contemplation of Odin. Hrolfr nods appreciatively and looks around the busy square, already eyeballing curious stalls and points of interest. The healers would do me good, surely, but it should be kept well in mind that I'm very healthy. I mean, look at me. I am full of vim and vigor, so let's just head simply for the sake of it to see how it looks inside. The light is dimmer and there's a distinct smell in the healer's hut. Not unpleasant, but encroaching. Manfrida is standing on the tall table busily preparing a concoction. She looks up as I approach. Greetings. How are your rumors? Need a bit of cleansing? A little bit further in the room on a shelf with medicinal trinkets, I spy a curious scented herb pouch clamoring for my interest. Treatment, which that's unnecessary because I'm already healthy as I is, and the fertility thing, well, I don't have a wife yet. One day I'll probably come back to this place or some other temple holding before I settle down in the future promised land. But I'm interested in that scented herb pouch. 28 gold. A petite herb pouch containing a mixture of aromatic herbs said to ward off infection. Just small health boost in general, not disease resistance, just another health boost. Like to have that. I squint as I climb back up in the duskiness of the healer's hut, finding my way back into the temple plaza. Hrolfr nudged my shoulder, pointing to the guards escorting a ragged man from the premises, shouting about the end of the world. I hesitated to raise my eyebrows and observe the commotion as I consider what to do next. That temple looks intriguing. passing through the gates of the temple, I'm struck by the work that must have gone into the exquisite structures and sacred deco. One of the monks tending to the place noticed me and collectively walks over. Greetings, my child. I'm brother Orakunuta. How may I help you? My eyes casually glance over the basket of coin donations a bit further down the aisle. Although they don't call themselves monks, I think they think he's one of the goddess, which you have to assume that. Even though that's just a general term. Maybe Odin could bless our cause. Options available because of my piety. Blessings of peace. This character will be feeling blessed and more peaceful heart. So, increased piety, stress loss, and life expectancy +5, and increases per level devotion. I'll see to remember that in future. Walking back through the gates of the temple, an Arcadian tranquility lingers in me as I find myself back at the temple square. By the small rotunda, a huckster carrying transcripts of stories from the holy book is reading aloud from the text for a humble audience. I absolutely mind to listen as I observe the pawns, wondering what to do next. A garden stroll couldn't hurt. The garden is framed by hedges, and trees are spread out across the gentle mounds where the odd bird and squirrel can be observed through the foliage. I can feel a presence quite strongly here, caught them in all this beauty. But if through my trials and tribulations, Odin has been with me all along. Well, I feel at peace, simply for the sake of it, even though I have no stress. I return from the serene garden feeling lighter as I look out over the bustling temple square. Boltover, who's starting to look a bit weary, says, I'm not one to complain, but surely we're done here now, liege. We're done here. I walk back from the temple grounds. A posse of elders moves in slow procession down the square, serenely humming as they go. Soon to be dark again. The Norse scurry around the dim light of the day, tempted to perform all the tasks that become unavailable after sundown. We should mingle with the locals at the tavern. Take a drink. That tavern. Gathering travelers and local Norse alike is brimming activity. Storytellers seated by the fire a bit further up in front, while gathering shabby chums are pestering the server for more meat. Moldover looks around at jumbled individuals with intrigued glint in his eye. Wouldn't mind hearing a story or two. And the summer was given to the gods, but 4 drops were spilled onto the earth itself, and from these drops sprung holy cities. But that is a story for another time. The storyteller gives a mysterious smile, leans back in his fireplace seat and takes another sip of the spice wine. Oh no, you're a different guy. Huh, I was about to say, hey, aren't you that guy from the temple? No, that's someone else. How do you tell stories so well? I want to keep spending on that, just to increase my wit. Get more of that, and then you have more lifestyle experience. Monthly. Plus diplomacy. The details throughout the stories linger in my head. I walk back to the slightly noisier common room. On my right, Eldora grins appreciatively as a peasant finishes a crude joke involving several bodily fluids. I show a surprised look as I wait what to do next. Just want to have a look at who's up for recruitment, though I'm not going to be able to spend any, knowing that they're all very expensive and well skilled. Malice, planning, intrigue. Wish I could get a hold of you, but we already invited one guest recently. As I make my way back from the recruits, I catch an enticing scent from the bowls of stew being prepared in the kitchen. At the table by the entrance, a couple locals are playing some exotic board game using rough pieces of black and white stone. Leisurely eyeing their moves, I carefully weigh my options. Let's head back. Back at the main square, a domesticated bear hobbles over to enthusiastically greet an innocent bypasser, leading to quite a commotion. Albeit freezing temperatures, there is no wind. The town has an eerie crispness to it, as if all living things in the square bathe out smoky white plumes of heat. I think of something else. Moved away from the town entrance, I walk along the narrow path of some crooked houses to join the open space. Ahead of me lies the path to the supply of merchants and artifact peddlers. Over yonder I also spot what looks like a town crier at a distance. We need more provisions, so supplies are this way. From carrots to fabrics, firewood and sewing thread. The supply merchant Gertie. That's it all. The stall is filled to the rim of whatever one might need for the night in the wilds. I move a bit closer to draw her attention. She nods in my direction. See anything you like? Both of her cracks snuggers looks at me, discreetly nodding in direction supplies. Care to make a distraction? Try it. I can take supplies or entire stall. You're cool. Oh, clumsy me. Both over, go! Guards are summoned. Damn! Sorry about that. The guards gave me quite a manhandling. Luckily not break anything, so back to the main square. Both our homes appreciate these meticulously inspect stall full of religious birch carvings, even though you're clearly got beaten up, but don't worry, our Sami physician will fix you up. The town crier may have something for us. The town crier perks up as I approach, incessantly chattering about the nearby contracts posted by local nobles. She is accompanied by a friendly, shifting, white, brownish-gray old cat who looks at me with the clearest blue eyes as I attentively listen to the notary listings. Eloquent negotiators needed for diplomatic dealings. Skilled collaborators wanted to handle delicate matters. Well, we're no good with diplomacy, but intrigue, I may give it a shot. Collaborator, how intriguing. As part of the main square is now turned chillier now. People are either return to their dwellings or move to other places in town. Both of us still like exploring. Yeah. Let's head back. We're done. Fight corruption. Uncover secret. Let's do a simple task first to escort emissary before doing anything. Equip this. Small health boost. Simple easy payment. To Hrolfr. And get some skis. Yes, skis. You'll take extra care to bring along and maintain high quality skis during your trip that can withstand the rigors of travel across cold, snowy terrain. It's because the Norse culture has the skiing innovation. Skis are narrow strips of wood used to glide across snow and frozen terrain. They're used to travel and transportation, particularly during the winter or in colder regions where snow and ice are prominent. Like normally, other cultures such as the Sami tended to have this, but apparently the Norse learned it from the Sami up north about how to ski. This reduces the danger when traveling in mountains, desert mountains, and taiga, which there's plenty of that here. But there's some turmoil in these parts. It only costs 4 gold, so let's get going. Just a simple, transport contract, then we'll get to work on the intrigue stuff. Nobody dared to dream it, but it appears there has been a breakthrough in Debutantes' development. Once a simple child cradled by none but feral beasts, the boy is at last showing progress. Debutantes speaks in complete sentences and plays Vudditure on his age as if he's always been one of them. Today, after our usual lesson, he even asked me to be his father. Oh no, I don't want that. Huh. What a triumph, I say. Learning skill up. As we head towards Västergötland, we stop in tracks for a short break. Many venture forward to look for a source of food or water, while others rest in the shade of trees. I observe Magnus foraging in the underbrush. All of a sudden he jumps back with a cry. He's been bit by an adder. Eventually the serpent releases its fangs from his flesh, but it's clear that the venom's taken its toll. He is a skilled healer. Speaking of which, I want you to improve your skills, even though you're getting good at this. But clearly you could do better with time. You might be the best physician this camp's ever had, even though we're trying to sway the man. Maybe I'll befriend him when we do one of those little, Thanks. Campfire crackles, illuminating a figure entering our circle. He moves with vigor despite the lateness of the hour, hand wrapped around a walking stick. Those standing guard are already intercepting, but I wave them away. Do you have a place for the man of Odin? He smiles. Have me, hopefully. Dirty clothes, rusty stiff priest. A wandering Gote. Such figures are well known in Satru circles. Do they? A traveling preacher spread the word of Odin to every nook and cranny of the world. Hopefully we can do with a man of such worldliness if you're willing to stay with us. He agrees to stay for a while, gain friend to the holy. Monthly piety, same faith opinion, clergy up. They calls him Ulfhilden, the bearded. There you go. Giving him money and we'll go on. 1 second. They calls him a bearded. Like many men, he has a beard. He is not really sure why people insist on pointing that out. A wandering Golde who calls himself the bearded, they calls him the bearded. And he's a miracle worker. Wanderers support and outcast opposition. Sounds a little odd. Difference between outcasts and wanderers. He's a web weaver strategist too. Oh, he's a goat. The Gardens of Varnhem. Varnhem Abbey nestles in the Magenta Valley. Its white stone walls glow in the afternoon sun. The sisters monks who dwell here transform the landscape. Where once stood wild forest, now orderly fields and gardens stretch in every direction. The scent of herbs and flowers carries on in the breeze. Sig, the abbey's herbalist, tends a magnificent garden near the guest house. Rows of medicinal plants grow in precise order. Lavender, sage, mint, and a dozen others you cannot name. She looks up at me as I approach, saw in her hands and contentment on her weathered face. Welcome, travelers, she says warmly. The abbey offers rest to all who seek it. If you're interested, she gestures a garden with obvious pride, I would be happy to share the secrets of God's green pharmacy. She's clearly a Norse Catholic, even though during this time of timeline, it's not very uncommon. I mean, it's not common to see one around here, but it's extremely uncommon to see a Christian in Sweden at this time. But we know there's probably a few in Denmark and Norway. You just wait a couple of decades later, then that becomes common sight. Let's see. Then you might appreciate this more than I, as they call you the bearded one. So 100% chance that it'll be a scholarly exchange. Then and the fall into deep conversation, contemplating notes on mineral theory and the properties of plants. I understand little, but their mutual delight is infectious. My companion gains valuable knowledge, perhaps a new correspondent. So I gain a little bit of monthly learning lifestyle experience. Not monthly, but just 50. Organized camp, get this one. Increases provisions capacity more and less provisions use. And also move down so travel speeds a bit faster when we're moving places. Hey. Now that you're here, would you like to be the clerk? Ah, excellent. You are just what we need. More monthly lifestyle experience for me. Plus 4 to me from the clerk. Glad we have you along. My second has begun questioning my orders in front of the followers, suggesting alternate plans. This undermines my authority and creates doubt among the group. Today, Scully held a fiery sermon for all the children of court. They were apparently spellbound as he zealously read from the heroic sagas. My lord of Piety is telling me how much he enjoyed the passages about Loki, and how he's someone whose ideals he aspired to emulate. Your faith stands above all, my dear child. You shouldn't be sadistic. Slow. Fight corruption. 1 second. All patrons. Can I have provisions? Lots of it. It's for the travels. Just give me all. Not terribly worried about prestige amount. I'd like to fight corruption. Let me deal with them. I'll manage. Just a bit of mold. Ill. We arrived at Taberna. I'm quick to round up the worst of rabble-rousers. They demanded to explain themselves. Dear, a peasant of some reputation speaks to us. We've heard a say dear about you. It's Yarbion's duty to protect us, but he's only concerned with controlling us. If his fine swords won't be cut down to blast his outlaws, my people will pledge their children's eyes to their own size, flail and arrows. I lose stress because I'm just. And this other way is unjust. But it gives you a reward. I cannot stand for this justice. Oh, you make for a terrible head porter. Word reaches me, my support for the cause, people's concerns around them in action. The hardy folk gather in proud bands, cheering in my name, the routing of improvised weapons, ready for an uprising. Unfortunately, this news has also come to Scotland. I thought we had an agreement, that you were rounding up these fools to give them a fright. Not, by Thor, to weep at the flight of those knaves. What now? Shall you join the commoners in revolt? Oh, no. I wouldn't want to do that. This is going to be bad. No, wait, I can explain everything. The grim smell of bowling textures and mashed so it assaults my senses as I make my way through my scissored above his workroom. As he looks up from the oxygen he's preparing. The time has come, leader. I know several ways to treat your cold. Well, I'm fairly certain a simple texture would suffice. The choice is yours and yours alone, he grimaces. It will not be pleasant. Do no more as necessary. This is how the best course tree would be. Some rest. He surrounded me in soft pillows, then gently tucked me in layers of blankets. Before he left my tent, he pulls my curtains shut. It was noon. Some extra sleep didn't do nothing to improve sleep. In fact, I feel worse. But it's still good. Head back to Overhaul. Small payment, but provisions will do. The damn toll bridge. Chieftain Solvy's suspicions lies upon his spy masters. Scroll. So I find myself stalking through the halls of a temple. She clearly difficult to herself. I chance some more steps closer, hiding behind a jutting wall. I can almost hear whispered words, were there a confession Odin or just a wild muttering? I can't quite make it out. I've had enough of hiding. Open threats may succeed where eavesdropping and fail. 77% chance that my threats doesn't work, contract success, or 22% chance that it'll be a failure. You fool, you false swine. Sully's not much impressed by my efforts to uncover the secret. I simply must know this secret. Everyone I send is either incompetent or is a petty liar. I thought you might break that streak. It just is no liquor. Get out! Holy our crafts never cross again later at Hrolfr. Guards this! A frozen expanse of Lake Malaran stretches before you. A white plain broken only by dark silhouettes of distant islands. My sled glides smoothly across the ice. It's July. The horse's hooves finding patches on a frost-dusted surface. It should be a peaceful crossing. Then, Velvet points behind you. Dark shapes move across the ice. A wolf pack, at least a dozen strong, lumping up in my sled. They're terrible patients. They're winter thin, ribs even visible at this distance. Driven by a hunger that overcomes their natural fear of humans. The pack spreads out as it approaches, the alpha directing the flanking woods with silent efficiency. Horses sets the predators that strain against their harnesses, starting to bolt and overturn the sled. They have perhaps minutes before the wolves close the distance. Kill the alpha. The pack will scatter out its leader. 95% chance success, 5% chance failure. Alpha slain. I identified a massive grey wolf directing the hunt and I charged directly at it. The bold move catches the beast off guard. Its blade finding its throat, the alpha falls, blood streaming on the ice. The remaining wolves hesitate, then scatter to the winter landscape. If I had that hunter trait, that would be great to have. Power struggles. Oh, hell. For about a year. Some followers of disregarding camp traditions in their quest for vacant, powerful officer roles, undermine established order. This blatant disrespect is fueling tensions that must be addressed right away. You gotta fill the powerful officer positions. I mean, I tried to upgrade the camp's equipment, but the materials were subpar, and many of the new tools broke quickly. Now, we were worse off than before. It will take time to recover this setback. Damn! Meanwhile, I sent my followers to provide protection to rogue bandit groups, allowing them to continue their raids unchallenged. The peasants were alarmed as they bore the brunt of these attacks, losing crops and livestock, resenting the adventure for empowering their oppressors. Makes me want to go somewhere else. Like Ungamanland. Let's head there. And get the skis. Yeah, we'll be heading to Ungamanland. Not Angermanland. Like some people probably didn't see the accent mark up there above the letter A. See? Ungamanland means deep ford in Old Norse. You have what it takes? No. We're still looking for good people who might be a good head porter. Ditch. Not swayed. You and I are going to get along soon enough. Perhaps you gave me that bad treatment out of spite. No new contracts here. Well, look at him. He may be greedy, but he's also craving and forgiving, which is sinful of his faith. And he's terrified of me. I thought of something else, and this is in regards to that decision to make sure he doesn't screw it up again. We're going to do this activity for once. Camp Revelry. Hold a Camp Revelry for my followers. Hold a small celebration at your camp, funded by gold and modified by your stocks of provisions, which we got plenty. The readies will include everyone from the camp, plus optionally local rulers. Camp parties provide an opportunity to befriend your followers, gain special contracts, and manage stress. May even gain artifacts too, or even new followers. It'll be held right here. Don't have a supply tent. We don't have a mess tent nor brewers. Gonna need to befriend. Fireside chat is if you have the well, that's what we're building that huge fireplace for. Need to befriend the Sami. You're the guest of honor. We would like you to meet because you seem to be nice. You're forgiving and you're craven. I mean, it is sinful in our religion, but perhaps you and I may come to an agreement. Finally, we're all gathered. All supplies prepared, fire cracked and merry in our midst. Life on the road can be a hard one. The festivities will be a chance for us all to relax and take our minds off of the grinding quest for survival. Let the revelry begin. I can't wait. You can hold these every 2 years. The revelry rolls on, but Levy's clearly feeling somewhat introspective. This reminds me of my childhood. He looks around wistfully. So much mischief at revelry. I can recall all of 100 nights of such roguery right now. He looks at me. How about you? Do you have any tales of when you were a young lad? Hell. His diplomacy skill versus mine, which it went down recently because of questionable leadership. I'll just say, of course. My tales go down well. Oh, okay. That's good. Afara, my ears prick up. I struggle to see a couple of my followers engage in discussion with a man stood beside a horse-drawn cart. Only the finest wares, is proclaimed with a slash. I saw and heard your reveries from afar, and of course I had to divert to offer you fine people a chance at procuring them. I draw closer to focus on my slightly drunken days. They're certainly shining. I bet they're expensive. No, they're not. Okay, that's affordable. Fine regalia. Give me that one. Journal. A plain herbarian collected all the world's knowledge on herbs and best medical properties. The cover of this letter displaying a repeating image of mythological beasts enunciated by the placement of rock crystal inserts. More health boost. And a bit of learning lifestyle experience if I ever go that route. Only one of those trinkets would be nice. There we go. Healthy as ever. The Estonian is impressed as all a local delicacy. So, Camp Revelry Carousing level increases. Better recruits when you visit tribal holding. Ah. I need to do these often. Because the last 2 times that I can recall from my past instances of playing as the Landis Adventure, I almost never do those. Because, you know, we're more, you know, like mercenary intensive, but I'm more exploring. Ah, my lord, Drake approaches, raising his hands away. I don't know where Sveka is. It's been quite some time. It has been quite some time since I last saw Sveka. The skies may well darken ominously as dusk draws near. Where's he drifted off to? Oh, where the chieftain has gone to. Grab a torch and start looking. Don't go far. So, combine learning and martial. 38% chance that my psychic skills prove immediately effective. Pick up hunter. 38% chance he wanders back in among some berries he found, giving me a bit of provisions. Along with him getting possibly gardener. 22% chance that I fall afoul of a wild animal as I find Sveka. I'm a hunter now! I do have a bit of Venator. Excellent. That's something we ought to do. Hunting. But we need a little more than that. A fire sputters. Its embers now merely glowing where they once roared. The revelers likewise begin to drift off toward their sleeping spots. A good time was had by all. But the hour has come to call the entertainment done for now. One a revelry it was too. All better. Right, the roaring campfire is finished. You now have fireside chat to tents for more storytellings and all that. And find more officers to scout for talent. This might be useful. Local hangers on. Receive occasional events to recruit useful locals. Contract scheme late phase late is 10 days faster. I haven't done any much of that scheme itself, but since we don't have much in the way of competent people, this would be useful. And next time for the baggage train. Get proficient trackers. Need a huntsman if you want to do more of that hunting stuff. Oh, visit the tribal holding if they have any contracts available. Martial duties, count me in. What do you got? Instructor of Knights, hired muscle. Just looking at the rewards. Go this way. Sell swords of good repute. The chieftain of Yamtaland urgently seeks this. Great swords hired for short posting. Handsome reward of swift, clean work. Do I really want to say, I fear no man? Let's get it. Screw it! Face the worst. Just this once. The blizzard struck without no warning, transferring the Yamaltan Mountains, from a challenging path into a death trap. Snow falls so thick you cannot see your hand before your face. The wind howls like a pack of demons, cutting through the firs like they were silk. The path! Paul told his shelter to go. I can't see the path! The markers that guide pilgrims to Nidaros have vanished, and even the fresh snow. Every direction looks the same. The swirling white void promises a frozen death. Temperatures dropping rapidly. Already you can feel the cold seeping into your bones, slowing your thoughts. Somewhere out there, the shelter exists. A shepherd's hut, a rocky overhang, something. But finding it in this chaos may seem impossible. Our party huddles together, heat bleeding away to the storm. Think! Get ill again? You want that in your conscience? I know these mountains. There's shelter nearby, I'm sure. I'm picking this option as a trouble. I close my eyes and picture the path as it was before the storm. That distinctive rock formation, the angle of the slope. The pilgrim shelter should be there. Lead your party through the blinding white to find a hut exactly where I knew to be. Say, nothing to fear. My needs are simple, explained to you. There are certain doors that arose of Frisse. I'll have you remove these prickly characters. I can't be seen to remove them directly, so you gotta deal with them for me. I draw a thumb across my neck quizzically. No, clarifies my employer. No serious bloodshed. Just keep them silent about killing until they understand what it is to disrespect a chieftain. Seems simple enough. Just get on with our task. And we do have plenty of good people for this. Well, maybe the phase goes. Bring on the best. Sometimes you just need more brawls than brains. I forgot, the bearded one is just as good at combat, rather than just be a man of faith. A good sword on his reach is much more effective than an arm holding it. I think that's good enough, but hold on there. Echoing. A purse, a throat, a groin. There's a lot of things that could take a knife to the back alley if you pick a moment right. Ah yes, the Estonian. And the lookout. A set of hands to do the dirty work is no good without a pair of eyes to watch them. 11.2% 2% per phase of the growth. Ragnar the Cruel, they calls you. Yeah, it'll take a while, but we should have enough advantages by then. Life at close quarters tends to magnify relationships, both good and bad. Fortunately for Halfdan and Magnus, the common interests of being allowed social situations and joint has proven to be a strong bonding event. The two laughing and joking together at camp and riding alongside one another on the roads become increasingly common sight. Good for them. I always let it be because it makes the camp more of a cohesive unit. There's something therapeutic about cartography. Taking a breath and brush the canvas, watching the curves and contours of the region come alive, seeing the world from a whole new perspective, it is simply a pleasant exercise, one that I find taking up many of my idler evenings as of late. This newest may be the greatest creation yet, the complete and illustrated Nordic chart of Norway, which I have not visited there yet. At least as far as my knowledge is concerned. Actually, technically, you're part of Norway. I decree, Masterworks. Your doodles amount to little. Reckless competitions. The farmers have been engaging in reckless competitions to prove their worthiness for the vacant, powerful officer roles. Their dangerous displays of risking lives must be stopped before serious injury occurs. I gotta stop this. Like, who wants to be the head porter? Just can't do it, man. You need to find someone at least average. And in order to be a head porter, you've got to qualify. Because the aptitude required is someone who's good with martial and stewardship. That's what it takes to be a head porter. Go ahead. 93%. Wonderful job, Hrolfr. The garden of his is beautifully, blissfully silent. I could rest a little easier at night. Toss me a pouch of silver. Please stay with us next time you pass through the area. I'm sure we could find suitable lodgings, not to mention suitable employment for such an enterprising young explorer. Summer, even though it's September 10th, but given in today's climate, it could be considered as summer still. It's not the first day of fall. Summer in the Yamtaland Highlands is a treacherous thing. The sun shines warmly at midday, lulling travelers to complacency, but storms roll over the mountains without warning. One had caught my party whilst fording a stream, soaking everyone to the bone with freezing rain. Now that wind has risen, what has begun as discomfort is becoming danger. Arnbjorn is shivering uncontrollably, lips turning blue. The temperature is not truly cold, nothing compared to winter, but wet clothes and mountain wind could kill as surely as a blizzard. We need fire, Arnbjorn manages to charity. This is soon. But everything is wet, the wood is wet, the tinder is wet. Hands are shaking too badly to strike flint properly. Without warmth, soon the mountain will claim another victim. Hypothermia cares nothing for the season. What the hell? Where are you? Oh, Fedin, the bearded man. You know survival, help us. He recalls reading about the mountain peoples who carry fire-starting materials in waterproof pouches. Checking the party supplies more carefully, find exactly such a kit. Fire blooms within minutes, and knowledge once again proves more valuable than strength. A little bit of learning lifestyle experience. Thanks to that man. Oh, listen, oh, wrong patron. Gather provisions. Nothing. No, no, no. Like this. Like that. Anybody got a contract for me? No? Well then, give me provisions. And then, we're gonna head to Sami territory. Continue to face the worst. Oh look! 2 instructor knights. Well, screw it. Let's get down there then. Simply for a second, can't we just go to safer travel to there and back? This way is much safer. At least we think. It's actually here that has a high chance of danger, rather than down there. As they trudge down the road, the building holds in the view. The battered sign outside reads, "The Happy Horse Inn." No luck here tonight. We barely got room for our current lodgers, let anyone new. Inside the innkeeper shakes his head dismissively. Especially not you ragtag types. Ragtag? I'm afraid I absolutely require lodging. Threatening becomes overt. I become gallows bait. So I picked up a bit of bandit. Will you force my hand in this? As I arrive, I'm greeted by Chieftain Ragnars of Metalpad's Marshal Eric. I'm glad you could make it. We're in need of an expert in the ways of war. As our commanders were unschooled, Marshal Ergabaz's head in regards, at least according to our liege. Well, I would be pleased to invite you in, but my chieftain expects you to begin training immediately. Pick whomever you wish to have them armed. I couldn't help but notice that you're hunchback, and that's why the position is here looks rather odd with you. Let me see those men. These are your 3. Let's start with you. Look at this, where he stands versus me in the character interact menu. To know what I'm dealing with, I invite Erica to spar with him, and they take their stance waiting over me. Erica's god weakens first, allowing a few but precise blows from the Mundus sword. He has trouble even staying standing. Looks like it's to be a rather long lesson. I stomped him out before it gets bloody. Thank you for your efforts, Erica, but I've seen enough to know how to proceed with your teachings. Teaching cautious leadership easy. 68% chance he learns on the spot, 31% chance he can't keep up. I say this because I'm brave and arrogant. He couldn't keep up. Crud. Goldiane. Teaching forest fire should be easy. He learns on the spot. Okay, good. And now you. So it'll be success either way, because you at least were able to get one accomplished. Learns on the spot. Thank you very much. I'll come back here and do this again. Brooke. Trade him, please. No contract, but I wouldn't mind doing a grand tournament one day, just to get myself in there. You know, put that prowess to use. And also look for potential recruits. That's another way to get it, rather than me competing. I'll think about it, but first, I'm gonna return to instruct more of your men on the same things. No, no, no. Try again. Like this. And then this. There you go. I don't know why assist of reducing my travel safety to get more prestige. Perhaps it's more exciting that way. It's been snowing for days now, but the road ahead appears to be completely impassable. Or as I look ahead, I see a small group of people approaching us fast across snowdrifts. Soon a man stands and speaks a word. You seem to be in quite a predicament, but fear not. For a fair price, we'll help you to 30 your travels. You know what's a fair price. Just pay it, and then we'll arrive here. Here we go again. Second chance. You learned on the spot. Just follow my moves. He learns. You too. Some success, not the exceptional success. Are you any good? Still no. Hit the road, you useless bastard. Just this once. Go for a grand tournament. You'll know when it'll start. And you can wipe the slate clean if you wish, but it'll cost you. There are alternate ways to get rid of it. But that'll be for later. But first, you got any else for me? Oh no, none of these. Perhaps the tournament will do, but please wait. It'll pop up soon. Here it is. Recital. Oh, I'm no good at that. That requires diplomacy. I'll join this tournament of yours. But the thing is, once I'm there, go on, move up. Later, Hrolfr. I've met the most seductive woman here in Ongaman. My first officer's about if he stumbles, this interests me. Our friend would not let us marry without paying a sizable dowry, he stuttered. Please, help me. Oh, come on. She's not any good at anything. But let's see if she's willing to run away with you. If not, then I'm sorry. Not impressed. The cold comes on suddenly, a plunge in temperature so severe that the very air seems to crystallize. My breath freezes before it leaves my lips, and exposed skin begins to burn within moments of being uncovered. Magnus stumbles, fingers too numb to grip his reins. Your guide, Hrolfr, shouts something about finding shelter, but the words are torn away by the wind that cuts like knives. Horses are struggling, and the nostrils churned of ice. That is the killing cold that claims the unprepared, the kind that turns living flesh to frozen meat in mere hours. The party must find shelter, build fire, generate warmth somehow, or this trackless northern wilderness will become your tomb. As I'm brave, I'll say, keep moving. Motion generates warmth. Stop, and we die. 100% chance of the death. I drive the party onward through the killing cold, refusing to let anyone stop, forcing motion even when the muscles scream for rest. By sheer stubborn will, you will keep everyone moving until you find shelter. Your determination has saved lives. We must go to the recital. I arrive at the side of the turret here in Meadowbank. Though not all the rebels have yet to arrive. Throngs of people wander through the colorful surroundings, all looking forward to the coming displays of skill and prowess. There's no time to lose. I must begin prepared. I must be the victor, at absolutely any cost. Can't wait for it to start. Not interested in triumph as much as... There is no recruit option. Crud. Perhaps we'll meet someone that we could potentially recruit, but who knows? It'll be opening in 8 days' time. Perhaps I should train and try to qualify at the least. Give it an effort. The tournament is at hand at last. Like many others who flocked to Meadowpad, I'm eagerly waiting the contest to come. I'm busy socializing myself and preparing my equipment. The sun rises higher in the sky. The shadows shorten. I want to compete in the recital contest. I must ensure to qualify. It will soon begin. No time to lose. Go, Spring Blossom. Go faster. I hear a woman's voice echo across the grounds. I look up to see a small thing hurrying through the sky like a little black bolt of lightning. Soon enough, it swoops down towards the finishing line. Ah, you must have cheated. Your bird cannot fly that fast. Just look at her. She's shaped like a brick. The angry loser shouts for the winner looking smug. Must take a lot of preparation to do this. Maybe I ought to go meet those people at the tent camp. The moment I walk into the camp, I'm greeted by a pungent smell. Covering my nose with as much grace as I can while not trying to get sick, I'm approached by Ingrid, holding a handkerchief over his own nose. You should go away, my lord. The contestants are getting ill. Harmed by the bad air, she wants me. The tournament must have been cursed. I'll keep myself away from the camp. Go to the tourney grounds again. Maybe I'll give myself a chance to win at least something from the recital. The camp upgrade's complete. I heard that. My champions stand assembled for today's training. Their attendants laden with kit. Vedmoon and myself stand before them. Champions! What you do not know, ask humbly taught, Urges of Amanda. Together we represent the leader. Let's together to prepare for glories. He turns to ask me. Command us. A just man wouldn't say that. But I'll say to your saddles, draw your swords, gain a tiny bit of experience on horse and foot. And so will they. Go to the artisan quarters. Browsing the wares on display in the tailor shop, I spy a carefully wrapped package among the piles of garments and sundries. The tailor happily opens it for me, carefully untying the leather bindings to reveal an exquisitely embroidered crest. The Jumpland crest. Just, brave, arrogant. Okay, lovely. I want the Ganga crest. Gain an exquisite crest in 5 years. Tiny bit of renown. Right, this is about as all I can do. As I'll be qualifying in something that isn't in my... Hang on. We've had this event before. Absolutely not. Work with what you got. Be stern on provisions. Before you start, just want to look at the camp upgrade. Since we're done with this, go get proficient trackers. There might be some monetary reward if I won this thing, but increased relevant contract success chance is a good one to have. And it gives us a huntsman. Because I should do hunting more often as I have the hunter trait. And gain more provisions when hunting with the Gather Provisions Division. And less use as we travel through Sami territory as it's planned. Meanwhile, the entrance mill about the main tent, warm up the vocal cords and memorize the stanzas as the crowd fills the amphitheater. My ears prick up as my name is mentioned, drifted across the jet breeze. That could be a good sign or a bad one. Ah, you qualified too. Ah, I will place a bet. Appearing at the bookie by the tavern dim light, I pondered the stream of odds he shouts over the heads of the mountains. Later, Hrolfr is the recital favorite, 4-1, the later Hrolfr of the Walkers of the North. Really? Ah, damn it. You can't back out of this now, so bet on yourself. I'm the favorite, apparently. It only takes a line of verse for the moment to start. Revelry is up on the stage quite brazenly reciting lines from a popular local ditty. Discontent grumbles someone as the crowd begins, he continues. Something doesn't quite add up, I mused. Certainly, he wouldn't be familiar with that song, as he is being of Sami stock. A small memory jumps to the forefront of my mind. Unbidden, the laborer who constructed the dies has been whistling that very tune earlier. Back on stage, Matter meanders to the verbal halt as the crowd explodes with jeers, a few choice vegetables raining down on him as he shields himself from the projectiles. I'll say, enough! This is not his fault! So, 36% chance I successfully persuade the crowd, or 64% chance they ignore my pleas. They ignored his pleas. At least I tried. Night begins to fall on the scene. The torches light the competition continues. I talk to myself under my breath, readying my lips for the next round as I reminisce about the happenings so far. Like when another competitor manages to plagiarize a well-known verse. I step forward to take my turn. The senator steps to the dice. It's time for the final verse. This is going to be a modern disaster. Go with what you know best. Regale the crowd with a tale of war and victory. 44% chance to decrease moderately. 22 nothing. 33 decrease. I finished my verse of a raised fist and sonorous thumb. The crowd, however, only musters polite applause, and expresses a few coughs. My shoulders slump as I leave the dice. My hopes are waning. My winning victory is so close there are precious few competitors left to go, and even less time. It all comes down to this. One last verse. The score increases greatly, but it says otherwise. I'm gonna lose this thing. Actually, I won. Oh, I'll be damned. The trumpets sound, the crowd clamors, competitors begin to assemble. The contest is over. In someone's moment of silence being readied, the herald steps forward, voice booming out across the scene. After many trials, some tribulations, and above all else, some truly spirited competition, we are our final three. The third place, the gutsy chieftain Bjorn, coming in close second of Hayden. And this course leaves our victor. VIET leader Hrolfr. I knew I could win. Over my worries beyond doubt. I won. I actually won. Well, I'll be damned. Won my wager money. An additional small prize. And I will receive a prize for this. I'll be damned. Well, let's go to Taberna. Food and drink is abundant during the tournament to delight the attendees. 3 peasants seem to be sharing what looks like a entire keg of meat. I will get you for that, you sycophant. One sputters drunkenly, limping, throwing a rock at his neighbor. Hey, Stan, I was sorry. The victim covers his face to flank attack. Help me, skull. You're on your own, Dale. One Wolf. Nice one, exclaims Donegan, time drunk in one big gulp. Mind if I join you for a cup of mead? Heh. The sun comes down on the final day of the tournament. Mass crowds began to disperse, I found myself ruminating results. My mastery of verse saw me a worthy winner in the recital. I fulfilled my goal of winning a contest. Look forward to the next one. What a great occasion. That increases my wit. Excellent. And you won this prize ring. Just a simple prize ring. An ornate ring of very fine craftsmanship. Its bronze shanks topped by a central volcanant engraved to the head of the bronze. Awarded to leader Hrolfr by Chieftain Ragnar for winning the recital contest. It's a trinket. A nice trinket nonetheless. I guess it pretty much tells you all the local Norse around here aren't good with recital compared to myself. Put this on. Meanwhile, the perilous journey continues. Still no good. Headquarters. Hedanga is a home to a famous wayside shrine that happened to be passing by today. Locals tell us it is uncommon for travelers to spend even a few days praying there, for it is said that doing so will ensure safe passage for one's journey. I'm unsure how helpful praying this would be, but I should at least pay my respects to Odin while here. Say a quick prayer, then move on. The winter night is clear and the brutally cold wind Geda shakes make, pointing wordlessly at the sky. I emerge from my furs and freeze, not from the cold, but from wonder. My heavens have come alive. Ribbons of green and violet light dance across stars, shifting and flowing like silken banners celestial. The Sami guide, Nopwa, watches from reverent silence. There are people, these are the lights of the dead, souls dancing in the sky above. The party stands transfixed as the lights intensify, cascading across the firmament in waves of otherworldly color. Some say they can hear faint crackling, like distant fire. Whether this is divine omen, ancestral spirit, or nature's grandest spectacle, none can say, but none can look away. Ask a guy about the meaning of these lights. Guide shakes the head. Some are not to be meant to be explained to outsiders. Watch the lights lonely, locked away from me. Have we seen that massive tree before? I swear we're going in circles. Master. Try Kara, Master Trigger shots. Perhaps he is right. We see no sign of getting out of this forest hours. Are we still in Ungaman then? The dead streetcar makes it possible to tell time, or day, or even direction we're headed. At this rate, we'll never make it this day. I know where we are. Found a correct path. As I pass through a small town of my travels, I'm accosted by a foul-smelling man. He stumbles forward and nearly falls to a member of my entourage as he approaches. Brief wrecks of alcohol is clearly a few too many cups of meat. Could you spare the treasure, Lord? Dag's a bit hard up lately. I could really use a pint. After he used the last with silverware and spike, he fell on the ground and pissed himself. It's clearly a state of affairs, but it's hardly my problem, is it? If you can get over your drunkenness, maybe you might be good for something for once. Perhaps you might make something out of you yet. Just get over your initial drunkenness and powerful craftsman. Say. Ah, you could be a good recruiter. It affects, my diplomacy skill to get it up more. Good start. Head to it over there for another trouble holding up there. For God's sakes, get the skis. Whoa, this is dangerous territory here. And look at the provision cost. It's going to be a lot less soon. Just need to find good hunting grounds where there's no danger. There's a red test to take power. We stopping it. Oh, I know at that event. How's your precision skill? It's in the works. It's not uncommon to hear rumors thrown around this in any camp. Salacious notions and whispers of scouts can pass many a long evening, after all. Sometimes they're even true. This week's are about an alleged affair of some kind, though who the cheating partners might be the matter of civil scholar debate with occasional bouts of raucous jeering. Not the kind for the people to spout peer for entertainment, but what scuttlebutt really is. We'll just agree to accusations baselessly. Follow our opinion will go up. The winter market. You know, it's in July. The frozen rivers become a thoroughfare. Hundreds of sleds crowd the ice. The runners polish to a gleam. The cargo is covered in furs and oilcloth. I arrive at the great winter market, where the riches of the Arctic meet the goods of the South in a festival of commerce that defies blue coal. Stalls constructed of snow blocks and stretch hides line both banks. Sami traders offered reindeer hides, dried meat, walrus ivory, and polar bear pelts. Finnish merchants hawk iron goods and woolen cloth. Norse traders display amber and silver jewelry. The smell of cooking food, roasted reindeer, smoked fish, mysterious stews waves through the freezing air. A jovial trader erected so many furs to resemble a walking bear gestures expansively at the chaos of commerce. Anything you want, stranger. Anything at all. If we don't have it, we'll find someone who does. Now, I'm gonna need some thinking. Edmunda, you're drunk. Work your magic on these merchants. 60% chance success, 40% chance failure. Northern stoicism. These northern traders are made of sterner stuff than southern merchants. Edward's flattery rolls them off like water off sealskin. Fair prices only here, stranger. Last year I organized construction of new shelters, but they were poorly made. The storm swept through and destroyed some of them, leaving many followers without homes, where I was alone were scrambling to recover. This again? I helped facilitate secret trade deals between merchants and outlaw factions, allowing goods to flow outside of legal channels. The nobility was outraged, seeing us affronted their control of their commerce and fearing the spread of illegal wealth in their lands. Ah, hunt criminals, which means go kill a man. And artifact delivery. Take the easy job first. Honest travelers of means. A valuable heirloom is about to change hands. A chieftain needs someone to assure them they reaches their destination safely. A delegation to the chieftain of Alta from Allah saunders to the flashlight greater. Greetings, adventurer, speaks an envoy. Many are the roads of this world, and treacherous. If you work with Runala, my liege would pay well for their expertise. His precious special rock shall be trusted to you. Bring it to the tribe of Anayarni, where the chieftain Vigu sits, where the special rock was promised as a princely gift. And be warned, when this hollow treasure not find its way, the consequences would be dire. An odd but beautiful rock found by Chieftain Alon in his garden. That's the special rock. It doesn't have a name, it just says special rock. So, just travel with it. It's not that far, so You'll get monetary reward to make up for spending it on skis. So let's get moving. There you go. I'm brought before Chief Vigo himself. You come to my acquaintance, Chief no? On what business? I bring forth the special rock to Encore. A fine gift. Well, Chief, you have done well, adventurer. May you remain and enjoy the pleasures of Inari. Try back to my camp. Salmon man. The roars of the rapids fills my ears as I approach a remarkable construction spanning the Tornio River. Massive wooden stakes have been driven into the riverbed, forming a labyrinthine barrier that funnels the churning water through narrow channels. Woven basket traps hang in the gaps. Even from the shore, you can see the bulging with silver-scaled fish. Millet, a weathered fisher, waves shore with obvious pride. The salmon are running, and the whales working magnificently. Thousands of fish, driven by ancient instinct to swim upstream and spawn, find themselves shadowed into the waiting traps. The fisher explains that the rights to these wares have been fought over for generations. Wars have been started over the less valuable resources. Workers haul trap after trap from the frothing water, emptying the gleaming catches onto the rocks with others who work with quick knives, gutting and preparing the fish for smoking. The smell of the catch mingles with wood smoke from nearby drying racks. I've done a bit of hunting in my time. I'm arrogant and I'm on them, so I'll say, let me show you how to gut fish properly. The Norse way. 100% chance of success here. Master's touch. Your blade work is swift and precise, the result of many hunts and field dressings. The fishers watch with grudgingly respect as you demonstrate techniques that save time and waste less meat. They offer you prime fillets and thanks. So I gain 10 gold, 22 prestige, trade experience of Venator hunting. And I gain an artifact, Sami fish knife. Yes, I know exactly where we are. I think. Nope, delay. "20 days delay. Go on." It's tough to describe what's so appealing and intimate about the low buzz of a camp city in Venedig. Maybe it's the flagrant ambition to see the world constantly floundered, enthusiasm that comes with camping under an open sky, or leading a small congregation of faithful followers in worship. All this forms a quiet, comforting blanket of familiarity. This is my domain, and these are my people. A small kingdom, but one where I know every sight, sound, and soul. I think I'll take my customary seat at the fire, leader of the circle. A commanding position begins with commanding posture. Increase my diplomacy further. This is a weapon. A curved gutting knife with reindeer antler handle, gifted by the tornado fishes. The blade is perfectly balanced for swift, clean work. So this isn't a trinket. This is a weapon. For once, my personal weapon, made by the Sami fishers. But I'm sure one day I'll find a proper weapon. Let's look for any potential recruits. But first, let's hear a story. And then Kuta spawned the golden yarn into a magnificent Rome, wild as the night sky as long as eternity. And that's the story of another time. Lavrovas Haris tells stories so well. Get it up for more diplomacy and monthly lifestyle experience. Anybody talented for once? And willing to pay? Remember, I'm looking for someone who could be qualified as the head porter. We need someone with good martial and good stewardship. Let's see. Damn, none of you people are qualified, but... However, we do need one with intrigue, so... I only see potential in Knuckle. For this man here, he's a witch, which is a crime to us. He's a very healthy man. He's full of body, paranoid, arbitrary. You may want to keep an eye on that man. So, go ahead and join us. You wouldn't happen to have some supplies spare, friend? Thank you. Nothing. Okay. There might be some use for you. Not to be the head porter, but, I don't know, something to have around. Maybe he'll be my personal spy master one day whenever I settle. Definitely be useful for me. See? Diplomacy is getting a lot better. Keep it up, man. Be on the lookout for renegades and reprobates hunting the backroads. If your sword arm is strong in your eye, true. Chieftain Hrolfr promises generous rewards in exchange for the head of a particular thug. Small group travels faster. Oh man, we'll be traveling all around Sami country. We got no travel up, so this is going to be perilous travel unless we get that man. Hrolfr the Depraved. A Norse criminal who's living around here. Sweeping part of Yolavandana. Walkers of the north spread out towards this little band of ne'er-do-wells. All of us tense and ready for bloodshed. Ah, come now, let us see. Ah, there it is. Comes Hrolfr, the elbows sword across to the front of the throne. The little lost lord thinks he could cut me down to size. Oh, come then, Hrolfr. Here I am. This group is clearly outnumbered, but they seem resolute nonetheless, willing to defend their leader or die in any attempt. He's a marauder. Makes sense. I could kill him right then and there. You know what, I'm gonna give him a chance to walk away. Then we'll track him down in another part. Signal ambush to move in from behind. Sound strategy wins, though. We'll meet again out there. In this blasted wilderness. They've been following you for 2 days now. Catch glimpses of gray shapes moving between the snow-laden pines. Yellow eyes watch in the shadows. Wolves do not attack, not yet. They're patient hunters, these northern wolves waiting for weakness. Your Sami guide, Rastos, estimates the pack 12 strong, led by a massive grey female whose scarred muzzle speaks of many winters survived. Baltar is not slept properly since the stalking began, jumping at every sound. Tonight as you make camp, the wolves have grown bolder. Their shapes circle just beyond the firelight, and their howls echo across the frozen forest. Pack is tested, probing for weakness. Soon they will decide whether you are predator or prey. I know what to do exactly. I know wolf behavior. Let me establish dominance. I approach the pack with careful confidence, meeting the alpha's eyes without challenging, my body language projecting strength without aggression. I understand the language of predators. After a long, tense standoff, the alpha runs away, a part of it judged not to worth the risk, increasing my Veneta experience. This will certainly help me in the long run. Speaking wolf. Puppy got his own reward, I hope. Nope, we got a delay. Entourage still stuck in the zone. We're gonna get you, bad man. Also, I cast down with, but his attention was called by a colonel chained to the pillory. He finally lifts his head and made a show of ignoring the colonels begging for water. I'll say, good. I'll know his place. The silence of snow. The forest stands frozen and still, every branch laden with snow, every sound swallowed by a white blanket covering everything. You've never experienced silence like this before. No wind stirs the trees, no birds call, no distant sounds of civilization reach this place. Even your own breathing seems muted, absorbed by the endless white. Halfdan speaks, and the words seem to die inches from their lips, falling to snow like stones into deep water. His footsteps make soft crunching sounds that carry no echo. It feels as if he stepped outside of time itself, into a place where the world holds its breath. The beauty is undeniable. Crystals glitter on every surface. The trees wear crowns of purest white. The air itself seems to sparkle, but there's something unsettling in such absolute stillness. The silence presses against my ears like a physical weight. Since I'm getting good at diplomacy these days and I'm being arrogant, I'm just going to say, such perfect acoustics. Let me recite a poem. 70% chance success, 30% chance failure. Swallowed words. My poetry dies in the air, each line absorbed by the hungry silence. Without audience reaction to guide you, your performance falters and fails. Perhaps our venues are not meant for human art. Nature will provide for us. And it did. Kola Peninsula. Yes, this. When you gain this much. A snake? A snow snake out here? What the? Some snakes don't hibernate in these parts, apparently. We catch up if we go over to the Brave, and sweepy pine forests of Te. Back so soon, Hrolfr. The last time I thought you learned your lesson, but it seems you had to teach you that the hard way. The group is clearly outnumbered, but he seemed resolute, willing to defend the leader dying anytime. Look, I'm willing to duel with him as a last resort, so signal ambush is moving behind. See if we can get him. Okay, we'll duel him at our next destination. What great misfortune! We're riding on the road in Elitsa when Edmund's horse collapsed beneath his legs, dropping dead. Curses upon curses, he hears, as he gathered around the horse's corpse, wondering what to do with it. This horse had been showing signs of exhaustion for a few days now, but it didn't seem that bad. Now we know better. Thankfully, there's a town not too far ahead. I could get a new horse for him here, or give him one of the donkeys carrying supplies, and distribute the loads around a bit if I'm pressed for time. Now he could ride a spare donkey. The creature emerges from behind an ice-crusted boulder. For a moment I think my eyes deceive me. It is a bear, unlike anything I've seen. Massive beyond belief. Its fur white as the snow around it. Its black eyes fixed upon your party with predatory intelligence. Your guide, Yulven, freezes in place and whispers urgently. The polar bear, king of the Arctic, has wandered south on the sea of ice. These beasts fear nothing and will hunt everything. It has likely not eaten in weeks. Vedmunus reaches slowly for a weapon, but the bear notices the movement and rises on its hind legs, standing upright. It towers over the tallest warrior in your party. Its roar echoes across the empty tundra. The challenge, the warning, a promise of violence all in one. Jesus, look at that! A magnificent beast. I will claim its pelt myself, 'cause I'm brave. 100% chance trophy of the north. I charge the beast alone. A madman's gamble that somehow succeeds. My blade, the little Sami knife. finds the gap between its mighty jaws, piercing its brain. The king of the Arctic falls to a single warrior. Songs will be sung of this day. 120 prestige. Huge experience gain for the foot, which gives me +1 prowess. Although, mind you, due to the ChatGPT mod that I'm using, the stats are actually maxed out at 30 rather than unlimited. It's maxed out at 30. Keep that well in mind. Except for Dread. Well, that'll show him. Give it up. Get out of this frozen hell. Alas, it appears our horseshoes and saddles are in current need of repairs. This is nothing new for anyone who's traveled along the roads. Any travel by mount requires the maintenance of such supplies. The villages of Kautut are home to some craftsmen who can repair our horseshoes and saddles for a reasonable price. Of course, we could try to save on money and not spend it on horseshoes and saddles until they actually break down. We'll pay the craftsman. Better safe than sorry. We'll get our monetary reward when we hunt that man down. The Kemi River runs cold and clear over the beds of gravel and stone, and its depths live treasures and a few southerners know exist. Sara, the weathered pearled fisher, wades thigh deep in the frigid water, methodically opening fresh water muzzles with practiced hand. Most shells yield nothing, but occasionally the fish's face lights up as a small, luminous spear is extracted of freshwater pearl, pale as moonlight, formed over decades in the dark river. These northern pearls are prized across Europe. Sada explains to the worker finding them as brutal and rewards unsung. Nako peers into the water with obvious interest. The pearls are beautiful, and the idea of plucking treasure from the river has a certain romantic appeal, but the water is painfully cold. Its success requires patience that borders on obsession. Offer to purchase any pearls that the fisher has found. So, since I got good diplomacy these days, so let's make a trade, huh? 80% chance of success, 20% chance of failure. What say a fair trade? Sara produces a small leather pouch and shows you the season's harvest. A dozen pearls of varying sizes and lusters, and negotiate a fair price for the finest specimens, acquiring treasures that'll be worth far more than in southern markets. Oh, not again. Found a correct path. We'll keep on going. You are the petulant. Because of course you are. Proficient trackers complete. After this, I'm going hunting. The woodlands of Yavana are swarming with tiny, dark, blood-sucking insects. No matter what we do or where we go, they're there, leeching our blood like a torturous cloud sent by Loki himself. Not only the horses are getting flighty and temperamental, but Antar as well, especially my father, Iha, the mean Estonian, who is fiercely flailing his sacred-covered arms. As much as I would like to get off, but you know I'm the healthiest person around. But it would be amusing if I... Hey, how about you strip down and get the worst of it? But no, that'd be unjust. Just push through, they're mere insects. And we did! We didn't get bitten for once. Most of the time in playthroughs past, that often fails. The forest here feels different. The trees grow impossibly tall and thick, their bark scarred by centuries of harsh winters and lightning strikes. My Sami guide, Lulu, halts the party and gestures reverently at the towering pines around. These trees were ancient when your grandfather's grandfather was born, explains the justice. Some bear marks were called by long dead hands, symbols whose meaning is lost to even to the Sami. Others show distinctive spiral scarring of lightning that has struck the same spot across countless generations. Magnus places his hands on one massive trunk and pulls it back quickly. Clearing the bark felt warm, almost alive. The guide nods knowingly. These trees, he suggests, remember everything that has happened beneath their branches. I've seen such ancient forests before in distant lands, like down in southern Sweden, or oh, I remember the Norse name of Sweden. Scythiod. It's southern Scythiod. They're trees just as old as yours. I share tales with the guide of other ancient forests. The cedars of the east, the oaks of distant Britannia. Well, Rollo has been in Britannia, when you think about it. The olive groves said to date to classical times. He's making stuff up. Look, listens with fascination. In turns, shares knowledge of how the Sami read the forest's moods. Saving myself. Got wounded, but... Uh-oh. I don't think he's treated me. Aggravated wound, I think. Yeah. No, I'm a little bit handicapped here. So... it's time to fight. You're up to 2 to 3. Oh, he might escape, but have at thee, buffoon. But he says, damn and blast your infernal persistence over. You not cease hounding us? Take some other work elsewhere, for you have no silver out for blood. That's it. I'm hurt, but I ain't scared of you. For a few brief moments, Ingolf and I paced lazy half circles, each watching for an opening. I brandished my Sami fish knife, ready to defend myself, while he clutches his sword firmly to hand. Only one of us is walking away here today, and I intended to be me. The sudden twitch of about begins. Ingolf suddenly shifts direction, throwing himself sideways to a powerful cleave I'm just barely able to dodge. Fool, take this! Although, stress be damned. Faint stab. Fading left my dagger to stab right with an offhand dagger. Knife to hand, +4 intrigue. My dagger makes a quick slash one way, only for me to draw a fresh dagger on my offhand and plunge it. Obviously attempts to parry. Unexpectedly, he manages to swing a vicious kick from my shin, momentarily hobbling me. My former good only smatters. Ingolf's stance is formidable. My opponent is still holding off my blows well, but he seems close to faltering. Don't forget my Viking heritage. Methinks I need to make an example of you. Butchery. I can't count how many people I've got on my dagger. Maybe Ingolf will be next. Maybe not. But my rain of savage blows must have been worried about it. He surges forwards, forcing me back a quick slash before bringing a kick high up to my chest. Almost toppled. My form is good only smaller, stands for me. One's guard's fierce, and I feel far from victory. Try it again. Alright. He manages to swing. He kicks me again. We're evenly matched. This is sudden death now. Take your pick. Screw it. Hail Mary, as they would say in football terms, in American football. Strike, parry, riposte. Next broadside. Throw out a flurry of rapid strikes and counters. My dagger arm moves as fast as lightning, and strikes as hard as sundered stone. Honestly, it's admirable that Ingolf is able to withstand as many dagger blows as he does, as I rain down of all the fury of a thunderous storm. It takes a minute or two, and I eventually beat him to a bloody, twisted, screaming heap. Only I'm satisfied there'll be no second chances for revenge as I do administer the killing blow. Goodbye, Ingolf. And you increased your experience on foot, so... Martial +1 and +2 for prowess here. Tosses Severhead to Chieftain as agent. Purple red meat lying wetly beside him. You killed him in single combat? My, how fierce! Remarks the Chieftain sword, gingerly handing over at the same time. The words are little consequence, but the delicious weight of a fat person's cargo so will make a little hunt thoroughly worthwhile. Job well done. ready to head back to camp as soon as possible. My party stumbles upon a remarkable scene in a forest clearing. A group of Sami hunters is gathered around the body of a massive brown bear, but they're not butchering it. They're performing elaborate rites, singing songs in a strange tongue while adorning the beast with ribbons and ornaments. My guide, Lavaras, explains in hushed tones. The bear is sacred to the Sami, a relative of humanity who chose to wear its fur coat. When one killed, its spirit must be honored with a funeral feast and ritual, lest it return angry and refuse to let itself be hunted again. The lead hunter, Rogi, notices your party and approaches. Doing gestures and broken Norse, invites you to join the ceremony, and warns that proper respect must be shown. The bear's spirit is watching. Well, I'm something of a hunter myself. I would honor this worthy beast. I approached the bear with a veerance of one who understands the bond between hunter and prey. The Sami recognizes kindred spirit and welcomes me. Rogi shares hunting techniques specific to bear. Here, and universal, reciprocate with methods from your homeland. Anything that increases my skill. Not enough, but we're getting there. Fellowship of Hunters. God, there's so much criminal activity. Scouting out of the camp, come across a ramshackle collection of traders. They're gathered around some large but old ruined buildings. The remaining ones are in good condition, having been occupied by the merchants. By merchants, you mean those from the winter market? Their wares are fairly standard food, mostly, on well-traveled road that would no doubt attract many purchases. Yet, my eyes drawn exorbitantly towards the grey, pock-marked walls of the ruins. So magnificent they are. The merchants occupy merely the outskirts, but the cemetery heart remains untouched. Let's try my look at these ones. 25% chance that my search goes very well. 44% chance it goes well. 29% chance nothing. Be brave. Search goes well. I'll look at that in a moment. I live. What do we got here? Sponge on a stick. Its origin and purpose are unclear, but it emits a faint and unpleasant odor. That's worthless to me. Hey, can you sell this sponge on a stick here? Looking around for someone to take the items off my hands. The artifact peddler, we're just take a look at my inventory. Examining, twisting and turning, she scrutinizes every detail, be it a finish of a sponge on the stick, a Sami fish nice materials, or scented herb pouches decor. Since I got good stewardship, I'll say, Ayla, that merchant over there actually made me a higher offer. I managed to convince her. She looks at me with contemplative stare. Is that so? Well then, for such valuable wares, maybe I could free up another coin or two. Here, sponge on a stick never did me any good. That's one way to get rid of it. Martial duties. I'll do those since we're pretty good at that sort of thing. Instructor of Knights. Oh, that's easy. Let's do that right here. Let me see those people. You only got one. Okay. I mean, the Sami aren't a warlike people, as far as I'm concerned, but... the success or failure. Teacher. Can't keep up. No joy. Okay. Reindeer herd expansion. Are there any known areas that have animal sightings? So I can travel to somewhere? Just check each and every one of these counties. Around rat catchers. Norse colonists. Huh. That's all over. I'll just try your hand out here in this part of the wilderness. Bungled my contract. I don't think he's going to want me here anymore. Well, I suggest you look for newer hunting grounds. Go up here. Or even up there. These are like the most northern parts you could think of. I'm going to end the episode with a hunt at the most northern county of the entire world map. I think. Unless you want to count Westerland with this part here. Miss Barony. Yep, these two here of Cariciota. That is the northernmost county of the world map. Let's move out. Your guide leads you to the slopes of Avaska. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get this. Avasakasa. Or is it Avasakis Hill? As evening approaches. Though the evening seems a strange word when the sun shows no sign of setting. The summer night stretches impossibly long here in the forenoon. And Duta is promises a sight a few southerners ever witness. From the hilltop, the view is breathtaking. The Tornio River Valley spreads below. Forests and wetlands painted in golden light that seems to come from everywhere at once. The sun hovers above the northern horizon, dipping it toward it, but never quite touching it, as if reluctant to leave the sky. The midnight sun, your guide says with quiet pride. For these few weeks each summer, the darkness cannot reach us here. For the old ones say the sun spirit fears to enter the underworld, so it circles endlessly, keeping watch. The light is a strange quality, neither day nor night, but something in between, casting shells that point the wrong direction. Use this light to write letters I can see perfectly. Midnight correspondence. I take advantage of the impossible light to catch up on the correspondence. Letters that would have waited in the morning are completed now. Dispatch the next opportunity. The strange hour leads a dream-like quality of your words. Ah. Well met. I'm a huntsman. Nuglu is my name. I believe we met before. And the woodlands of Sandavara is where I pursue my game. The tiger are home to many animals, all of which are my prey. Reindeer, rabbit, and tarak alike. I'm a master of my craft, he says with conviction. With me on your side, you'll be unbeatable. That you are. I can pay you food and clothes. 1,000 provisions. You are worth it. He's an ordinary tribesman and tribesman leader. Well, of course you are, because you're a... Oh, crap. Thunder echoes Thomas overhead. Dawn erupts to lashing winds and whipping rain, working on scattering a convoy. Distant cries echo up and down the line as carts and animals sink into soft earth. Storm doing its level best to wash us away all to hell. Children and elderly shiver in miserable silence, soaked to the bone and wondering when hypothermia will begin to set in. The air crackles with static and tension alike. My followers on the edge of breaking. Come on, put your back and do it. Drill saves the day. Yes, power struggles. This again, because we still have no head porter. The commoner of Sami heritage has been accosted in the streets of Padaviave over some minor offense. If I may get a statement of defense, perhaps I could convince my first physician of equally of Sami of my good character. What I might risk alienating Norse peers? The Norse are superior moral fiber, I say. Zero development. So here we are. Otjayoka. This is going to be our place to hunt. So, as an adventurer, hunting gives less prestige but provides provisions. Hunts are overseen by the huntsman. At the start of the hunt, you get an opportunity to purchase hunting rights for gold. Else you get the Galsway poacher trade experience. Also, I have to ask permission to rights to hunt here. Where's your barony? Oh, Ronala. That's where you're from. This is all empty, virgin land with zero development, and it's very, very tiny growth, which is due to slightly focused coastal sea access. Well, what about over here? None. But a smuggling ring was once arrested here. What do they smuggle out here in this wilderness? Huh? I'll leave you comments, people watch this video, a guess of what do they smuggle out here in this wilderness. But anyways, as we have a huntsman, is an acolyte in the ways of the horn, hound, and bow. They're responsible for planning and leading the camp's hunting expeditions. Choose a for a variety of local animals. Increased benefit to trade experience. Higher apparel means more prestige. Martial sex me non-martial sex me expected. Proud and cunning-based stalk the wilderness, outwitting and overcoming with tests and valor honed skills. Tiger, zero development. You're an adventurer. You can't have reasonable and substantial parties. So your huntsman, bodyguard, personal physician, spouses, friends, lovers, and just join. Slave beast attempt. Because I'm willing to throw in flushing gangs. So these are the people that will join me in this hunt, including my huntsman. Basically everyone. Alright, let's go for it. As we wait for the arrival of the rest of the guests, my camp followers can get started on preparations. The flushers check the woodlands for each sign of quarry while establishing a camp close to the hunting grounds. I've checked my gear and horse many times. It won't be long now. Soon. I have no right to hunt here in the Chieftain Almon's woods. I must purchase the rights to do so unless I want to be seen as an outlaw and a poacher. Of course, even if I were to secure the rights, I would not be allowed to bring down any animals I wish. I think he's a nice man. Yeah, we get along. So I'll say, oh hell, you don't want to do that. So I'll say, Chieftain Alma will surely allow me to hunt. Bingo. As I said, he will allow me to hunt. There's no development here. Although a smuggling ring was arrested here long before I got here. Whatever they were smuggling. Vedmund assembles the party as the sun rises over the camp in the Taberna near Otjayoka. My many gamekeepers and flushers have been poring over the area for tracks and fumes. The group is a nuisance, scavenging from farms and retreating deep into the woods. No matter, a flight to lynx can still give a mighty good sport. Okay, lynx it is. Let's get out here. Do lynxes live in northern Scandinavia? Poachers, here in a chieftain's woodland. They huddle together as I ride up for my guards, making a poor job at hiding the dead reindeer behind them. We do not do this, please. Have mercy glorious later. The blades and bows vary their words. Hey, you any good? I mean, I don't know about you, but hey, at least you're nice, man. And a fellow hunter as well. Join my camp. The cheetah will never find you. Hey, give me a little bit of provisions too. We all do need good, talented people with prowess. My personal position. It's dismounted a squadron of dirt, carefully examining an orchard flower. Appears lost on interest in the hunt. Later, look at the useful herbs and flowers here. This one could soothe aches. This one needs a broken thumb. This one was out of bloody flux. It's already at the max, so let me see. My physician will have what he needs, but we'll press on. You can take your leave. You're not the one hunting. My bodyguard, Vedman, spots the lynx, watching us from afar. Its body taut, ready to run. The flighty beast is a sight to behold. Horses grow skittish as each spot its spotted coats among the sparse pines. Without warning, it charges away, flashes spotted fur, disappearing behind her eyes. After it, we ride. Attempt to corner it. It's more perilous because I'm brave. 1 sec. Shut it down. Get this. Like all game, the slippery lynx has many tricks, flinches, and ruses that could fool even experienced hunters. My bodyguard, Ragnar, has halted the party. The wily lynx has been doubly to and fro, retracing its steps and running trails to throw us off the scent. There is no agreement over which course to follow. In each moment, military puts us further from our prize. Patience. This should be easy to solve. Slightly increase the hunt or trade experience. Quickly find a scent. Aha! After hours of riding, we're finally cornering the wily beast. Our chase has not been in vain. When we're tired of defiant, the lynx at last halts, turns toward us, and lets out an almighty scream. Hunter quickly surround the growling animal, which glares at me, its bared fangs frothing and dripping with saliva. Arrogant, arrogant. 10% chance I might die because of that damn animal. Grade increases the hunter trade experience. I'll bring it down myself. Take this, brute! I hit my spear, cautiously move towards the exhausted animal. I choose more carefully, plunging my blade deep into his heart. Take that! Hunts like these are pure joy. I cannot wait for next year. There's nothing quite like the thrill of bringing down a mighty beast. Then one of the directs breaking up, clumsily skinning a carcass before letting the game masters take over. We place the eager dogs, share the spoils on the stretch high before departing for camp and home. I'll keep a mantle. 200 provisions. Lynx fangs. The fangs of a lynx hunted by Hrolfr of the walkers in the north in North Yoka. It's another good thing to have. See, I'm getting better at this sort of thing. And that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll end this episode here. So you can't hunt again until another 5 years, as it's normal. Yep, we hunted at the northernmost part of the world map, and hey, artifact delivery. So in the next episode, we're going to do some more artifact delivery for monetary gain and provisions. And I'll soon get this upgraded once we earn it, as we've pretty much got what we need here. So things will be looking up in our camp. And I'll probably go travel down Norway, as I've not gone there yet. And probably finally get out of Scandinavia and go to the islands and perhaps travel around Iceland and then swing down to Britannia. depending on how everything looks. So, we'll see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.